Hello everyone and welcome to the second Planeswalker Commander class. In this one we are going to be going over flip Planeswalkers. Now if you don't know what a Planeswalker is, there is everything to do with Planeswalkers on the previous video. When it comes to these, we're just going to be going over the ones that are in more details, that have slightly changed, that have different slight changes than your average Planeswalkers. So again, this one is about flipwalkers. But before I go any further, a word from our sponsor.
The sponsor of this video is me. I have started an Etsy page where I'm going to try and be selling clothes that I've designed, thought would be funny, thought would be cool, thought would be amazing on people's bodies. So I literally spent maybe a month or two looking at different resources and stuff to come up with the nicest clothes I could possibly find, with the coolest designs that I have done myself, with stuff like playmats, hoodies, t-shirts. I'm going to try and do phone cases. They're harder than I thought, but I do think that it is a really good thing to actually put into. So if you would like to help me out or help the channel out, please go onto my Etsy. It will be linked down below and you'll be able to find very nice clothing and also be supporting the channel. So links down below, and also if there's any other designs I will be putting on any of my social media, so please follow me there as well. So there's a slight change when it comes to these. They are pretty much Planeswalkers and work the exact same as Planeswalkers. However, there is a second side, a behind or front, depending on the card. Some of these are creatures. There's a battle as well. So pretty much what it is you play the creature, and then on the card it will say pretty much when these certain circumstances are met, you exile it, flip it, and it return it as a Planeswalker. These can be broken down in pretty much 3 or 4 easy categories. One starting off with the original ones called the Gatewatch. Then there are Planeswalkers that flip into other Planeswalkers, creatures that flip into Planeswalkers, a battle, which is a mechanic that only was used once when it comes to Magic the Gathering, that has a Planeswalker on the other side, and then the new ones that are coming out in Modern Horizons 3. So let's start off with the Gatewatch ones. These are the original flipwalkers. The Gatewatch is the 5 colours when it comes to Magic the Gathering, as a Planeswalker for each type, and then it's kind of in the story they kind of brought together to start this thing called the Gatewatch. The best way to put it, or the easiest way to put it, is they are kind of like the Justice League of Magic the Gathering, or were the Justice League of Magic the Gathering. In these cards it shows how they got their Planeswalker spark. So on all of them there is the 5 original Planeswalkers, one of each colour, their creature side, and the whole point is whatever happened to them in their story shows how they got their spark, so then it flips into their Planeswalker side. Now through the years these have completely changed, and I'm not sure if the Gatewatch is still around, and there's different fractions and stuff like that. Some are dead, some are alive, some are missing and all of that. But here are the 5 Planeswalkers on screen now. You get Kelthon, Hero of Akros, or Gideon Battleforge, Jace, Viren's Prodigy, Jace, Telepath Beyond, Liliana, Hetrical Healer, Liliana, Definer Necromancer, Sandra, Fire of Kaladesh, Sandra, Roaring Flame, Nissa, Vastwood Seer, Nissa, Sage Alchemist. These are really good as monocolor commanders because you're able to play the creature side pretty much constantly and then flip it in so you get an additional. So it's technically the first and technically one of the easiest ways to have a Planeswalker as a commander. Now there is Planeswalkers that just say they can be your commander, but that's on a separate video. All of these is the origin stories of the classic characters, how they got their spark. But now we're going on to Planeswalkers that flip into Planeswalkers. Now this depends on the card. There's different variations and it depends on the story for a lot of them. Some of them, or the main ones, is werewolves because it has their human side and their werewolf side. Then there is twins, brother and sister, that are red and blue, and their whole point is that they share a spark, or once shared a spark, they don't anymore. And pretty much it's one of those things where they would argue, one of them would planeswalk and the other will have to go on. They're pretty much tethered together. When it comes to this one, you get to play either side. And then there's just a planeswalker that got cursed, so it shows him not cursed and then cursed. But the planeswalkers I'm on about are Arlinn Kord, Arlinn Embraced by the Moon, Arlinn the Pack's Hope, Arlinn the Moon's Fury, Garruk Relentless, Garruk the Veil Cursed, Rowan Scholar of Spark, Rowan Scholar of Frost. So
So the werewolf cards are kind of weird. She's, from the top of my memory, the only planeswalker werewolf, so there's only 2 cards of her that flip and again do really cool things. When it comes to Ronan Will, there is different variations of them. Usually they're in a card art of their own, like just standing next to each other or something. This was the first, and I could believe only double-sided one where you get to choose. That's why they're kind of similar. I have this in my Zaffi deck mainly for the focus of things cost 1 less. Now we're on to creatures being planeswalkers. These are the same as the Gatewatch ones. They just came out later on and have a cool ability of pretty much they are just their creature form and then they flip into the other ones. Best way to put it is there's a animal hunter, Luca, who shows that they are an animal and then they transform. Then there's also the original Nicobolus, kind of, he is one of the biggest bad guys in Magic and it shows how he got his spark. And then there is the famous Volky, which is supposed to be Loki, but then we actually find out later on that it is Tybalt. But if you have never seen any of these cards, here they are on screen now. Malia Crafty Companion, Luca Wayward Bonder, Nicobolus the Ravager, Nicobolus the Erison, Valky God of Lies, Tybalt Cosmic Imposter. And now we are going on to the battles. This was a set that came out early last year, if I remember carefully, or early this year, where it is the Phyrexian War and they're battling different planes. So there's the Battle of Blank and the Battle of Blank and the Battle of Blank, depending on where you are. One of these is a flip card, because majority of them, or all of the battles are flip cards, but this one flips into a Planeswalker. So if you've never seen this, this is going to be a really big surprise to you, but the Battle of Planeswalker is Invasion of New Phyrexia, Teferi Akosa of Zalfir. The reason this is such a big card is originally Zaffi just disappeared and showed that he was back at home, that he made home disappear. It was a very Doctor Who moment of, I'm making my whole people disappear and I'm the last one, and then he's not the last one anymore, and then he brings it back and then switches it with Phyrexia. It was a really cool moment, and when this card came out, it was a big, oh my god, how is it going to happen? Because at the time we didn't know. But now the new ones that are coming out in Modern Horizons 3. Now when it comes to this, I do have to say there's only one that's been legit released, so the cards are very nice. But the other ones have been spoiled. But since Modern Horizons 3 is coming out in a month, maybe a little bit longer, I thought I will show them here because I've seen them online. But the bad side of that is the art or the photo is not going to be perfect. It's not going to be as crisp as the photos we use, so I apologize there. But the new Planes Flipwalkers are going to be Ajani, Tamio, Gris, Ral, Soren. Now I'm really excited for these new ones. I want to get them all. I do collect Planeswalkers though, so that's probably the main reason of it. When it comes to Flipwalkers, I really like them. I prefer them more than the 2 or 3 color ones that say just could be your commander. I wish they made 2 or 3 color versions of these. They are just releasing the 2 versions because if you flip any of these cards, it shows that the Planeswalker side is 2 colors. So technically, if you play it as your commander, you're allowed to have it as a 2 color deck, just so people know. Overall, I think Flipwalkers are a really good mechanic when it comes to the game and really smartly thought out. I wish they did it more, but they seem to be pulling back on Planeswalkers in general. But then they also let like 2 Planeswalkers out last set and now 5 in this one so far. There may be new ones set out, but let me know what you think of Planeswalkers. Let me know what your favorite Planeswalker is, even if it's not a flip one, all in the comments down below. While you're there, remember to like, subscribe and do all that YouTubey stuff. But as always, if you like this class, we have last week's class here, a playlist with all the commander classes here, and a subscribe button here. And I'm so happy for all the support so far, and I'll see you all in the next class.